Hey everyone, and welcome to the Eastgate Mall in Union Township, Ohio. This is another mall in the Cincinnati metro area, and this one's on the east side of town. When I moved to the Cincinnati area back in 2015, I visited this mall and I would have considered it a very nice mall. It had 4 anchors and all of them were occupied. In 1974, Jacobs, Visconsi, and Jacobs would develop the Eastgate Mall. The mall would open with JCPenney and Sears as its anchors, along with 90 other stores. The mall's opening would also feature space for 2 additional anchors. The first of the new anchors would come in 1992 with McAlpin's, later followed by Kohl's in 1995. 1998 would see the McAlpin's converted into a Dillard's. The Dillards would continue to operate until 2015, when they would close their second level and convert into a Dillard's clearance center. The first blow would come in 2019 when Sears would announce its closure. I did film this Sears before its closing and throughout the closing sale. I have a ton of footage on it, and I will be making a video eventually, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button and smash the bell icon. It'll keep you up to date and notify you when that video is released. I've been searching everywhere trying to figure out when this mall last renovated, and I know that this mall is not all original because you can take a look at the food court and some of the decorations inside the mall, and definitely you can tell that they've updated it since its opening, but I couldn't figure out when. If you know when this mall last renovated, leave a comment down below and let me know. You know, I really like this mall and I think it has great potential. It's in a great location right off of the 275 loop. It has great decorations inside. I just like the aesthetics of it. It's warm and inviting, but I think they need to start filling some of these anchors that they've lost, mainly just the Sears. But you know, this Penny's that we're looking at right now, being that they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy recently, it wouldn't surprise me if this one was one of the first ones that they liquidate. You know, I couldn't find a whole lot of history on this mall. I don't know if it just didn't have a lot of history or what, but let's head in and take a look at the inside of this mall. This Dillard's Clearance Center is very special. I don't think there's a whole lot of these throughout the country. I can remember when I lived in Dallas, I went to the Six Flags Mall, and I really regret not filming back then, but you know, I was into malls back then, but not into filming them. And I got into that mall and was able to walk around it right before it closed and everything, and they had a Dillard's Clearance Center there, and I thought it was kind of odd because I'd never seen one before and I never thought I'd see another one. Well, here's another one of them, and this is a pretty great one. The architecture and aesthetics inside here are really great. There's definitely no shortage of shoes here at this Dillard's Clearance Center, but look at this neon. When have you ever seen a department store, especially a Dillard's, I should correct myself. I have seen department stores with neon in them, mainly Boscov's, but this one I've never seen a Dillard's with any neon in it, and that was pretty incredible to find that. So in this shot, it may look like the Dillard's has closed up permanently, but no, it's just only open on certain days, I believe only on weekends.
Fire damages part of Eastgate Mall. It broke out in the Blackout Sports Center near Dillard's around 3 this morning. The flames didn't spread, but sprinklers caused some damage in the mall, which remains open today. Firefighters do not yet know what caused this.
Those few clips of the Blackout Sports Center right before we took a look at the Dillard's Clearance Center, that was before they had the fire. And what you're looking at right now is only a couple of days after the fire. They did a great job with these ceilings. I love the way that they curve and the way that they're lit. I just think the aesthetics on these are great. Well, one thing they could change immediately is to get rid of that nasty carpet that's on the floor. You can see it right there. I hate any kind of public spaces that have carpet because it just doesn't stay nice for very long. They have this glow golf place in the mall, and I believe it was right around $20, and that gets you, you're allowed to play all the holes. Maybe it was $10 a person. Anyway, I must have spent like a whole hour in this place at least. You definitely get your money's worth at this place. And I also loved all of the hand-painted murals that they had done in neon with all the black lights. This place was definitely handmade. It wasn't, not something from a factory. And I love that. Locally owned business, handcrafted. Love it, love it, love it. Ah yes, Regis. My partner Nate has worked for them a few times over the years, and he'll tell you firsthand they aren't what they used to be. Bye-bye Regis, bye-bye Regis. And apparently bye-bye everything else, because that Dillard's wing we were just in has quite a few vacancies. I think that's one of the more dead ends. Well, until you get to the Sears, and that wing is even more dead. Well, this brings us to the food court, and the decorations they have here are really fantastic. I love the sort of insect theme, although I don't know how people would feel about insects and food. They sort of don't really go together, but I did visit this mall at Easter, and they had sort of like a little vendors kind of set up in the center, selling things like Tupperware and different things. It was really weird. I'd like to say this store finally opened, but I really don't know because I haven't been back, and with the pandemic, that's kind of prevented me from going back too. But look at this food court. Isn't that just absolutely fantastic? Kohl's has to be one of my least favorite department stores. They really need help on their fashion, and especially in the menswear. It is awful and disgusting. Well, this brings us to the Sears wing, and you can immediately see there's not a whole lot down here. There was maybe like 2 stores, and they were mostly locally owned places. There was this really cool video game resale shop, and you'll get to see in a moment, their window display was absolutely bonkers. And then there was another store down here that sold all kinds of horror-related things, like everything and anything from horror movies, like Psycho and just all of those Hollywood blockbuster movies that had statues, and it was really cool. And I got a chance to talk with the owner, and here's what he had to say.
Hi, my name's Cliff. I run a little shop here in Eastgate Mall called IDS Oddities. We sell everything from the strange and creepy stuff and a lot of horror movie stuff. Come by and see us. It's an awesome place. And we jam on Motley Crue all the time.
Where in the world do you ever find a store like this? Only at the Eastgate Mall, and I highly recommend if you're ever in the area or can make a trip out, definitely stop by this store. It's definitely one of a kind, and it has some really crazy things inside that you can purchase. The owner of the store was very friendly, and I wanted to say a big thank you for the interview. While I was doing research on this mall, I came across these diagrams, and I thought they were a really cool find. Ah yes, finally, the United States gets some sweet, sweet Japanese candy. Well, in the form of a CVS vending machine, but it still is pretty cool. It's like a whole entire mini CVS inside of a vending machine. Where in the world do you find this? Again, only at the Eastgate Mall. So stop by Cincinnati's very own little piece of Japan in the form of this CVS vending machine, only at the Eastgate Mall. Well, that's going to conclude our tour of the Eastgate Mall. I hope you really enjoyed it. Check out some of these links on the screen if you would like to see more content, and especially the Patreon one where you can get access to all of my secret videos. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash the bell icon to stay up to date on everything here at Tilted Tripod Media. Thank you everyone so much, and I'll see you again in the next video.